Okay, y'all, today we're going to be making some Mississippi chicken with noodles. So, starting off, we're going to go ahead and y'all already know I washed my chicken and I'm going to get it all trimmed up. And I know this is a hot debate. Wash it, don't wash it, trim it, don't trim it. Look, you do what you want to. This is how I do mine. Feel free to do yours however you want to do it. And all I did, I just trim off the little fat and the gristle and the little hunks of bone that come on it. But y'all, I know y'all probably have, if you hadn't tried it, at least you've heard of the Mississippi pot roast, and it is really, really good. But this is, the same principle, but we're using chicken. And I've seen the chicken done before, but I've never seen somebody who made it and put noodles in it. So I thought this would be something really yummy to try. So this right here, y'all, is the very reason that I trim my chicken. This right here that I'm about to show y'all, see that? That is a piece of bone. Now, if you just take your chicken out of the pack and just throw it over into your crock pot, and I see a lot of people do that, and that's okay if that's how you do it, but y'all would have had bone right there in your chicken. I'm just saying. So anyway, we're going to move on. We'll get down off my soapbox on that. And we're going to go ahead and add our chicken to the crock pot. And y'all, I promise my crock pot's clean, but apparently I need some new dishwasher stuff because it's got water spots. So just try not to pay any attention to that. I promise it's clean. So once we get our chicken over in the crock pot, we're going to go ahead and add 1 packet of ranch seasoning mix. Now, y'all know I get the big containers when I can, and that's what I had for my ranch. So I just kind of dumped it over there until it felt right. So you do how much you want to do, but all it calls for is a packet. Then you're going to take a packet of brown gravy mix or a humongous container like I have and just dump however much you want on there. You do it however your little heart desires. So we're also going to add a little bit of black pepper. We're not going to add any salt because between the ranch and the gravy mix and the broth that we're going to add later, we're going to have plenty of salt in there. But feel free to taste it once you get it cooking, and if you feel like you need some more salt, then you just go right ahead and add it. So now we're going to add our little, and y'all know I'm probably going to say this wrong, pepperoncini. I think that's how you say it. If not, don't come for me in the comments. But you give me a medical word and I can pronounce every one of them. You give me some of these food words, I can't do it, y'all. I just cannot do it. So this is a matter of preference. If you like yours hot, add more peppers. You can add some of the juice in there if you want to. I am a wuss when it comes to heat in my food these days. Now, when I was younger, loved it. Now that I'm old, my old gut can't handle it, y'all. So I just put 4 in there and that was perfect for me. So then you're going to add a whole stick of butter. Now you can just drop the whole stick over in there, or you can cut it up like I did. Either way you want to do it works. We're going to put the lid on it and we're going to put it on high and let it cook for 3 or 4 hours. Or you can cook it on low for 6 to 7 hours, however much time you got. So after, I think mine was about 4 hours, you're going to take your lid off and you can remove your chicken if you choose to, but there's no sense in it as far as I feel. You can just shred it right there in your crock pot. So you're just going to go ahead and take 2 little forks and just pull this little chicken right on apart. Now you can pull it, really finely shredded up, which is kind of what I end up doing because y'all, it just falls apart anyway. Or if you want bigger chunks of it, then you can leave it, some bigger chunks in there, however you want to do yours. But you just gonna get it all shredded up. And I think y'all, honestly, now it's really good like this with the noodles and everything, but the chicken is good just right by itself. And I think I'm gonna just make me a big old pot of nothing but just this, like a big pack of chicken, and then just cook it like this, and then portion it out and put it in some Ziploc bags and stick it right over in the freezer. And then that way, if I feel like eating chicken, it'll already be cooked up and seasoned up, and it'll be good to go, y'all. I think I'm gonna do that. And then of course at this point, y'all know, I had to get me a little taste. It was smelling so good, y'all. The whole house smelled good. So once you get your chicken all shredded, you're going to add a 32-ounce container of chicken broth. And we just going to pour it right over in there, because this will be the liquid that you're going to need for your noodles. Now, if you decide to just do the chicken and you just want the chicken, then it's done. It's already done right here. You don't have to do nothing else to it. Don't add the broth, just eat the chicken. But if you're going to make it with the noodles like I'm doing in this recipe, then you dump that whole container of chicken broth over in there. And then we're going to take a 16-ounce pack of noodles, and mine are just from the Target, because that's where I was at when I was thinking about this, so that's what I got. And that's actually, I think, a 12-ounce bag, but it did call for 16 ounces, but the 12-ounce worked just fine. So it's whatever you have, just use whatever you got. So you're going to just stir that around, and I tried to get it pretty good and stirred up where I could get all those noodles up under the water. And as I was stirring, I was like, I don't know if this is quite enough water. Not water. Lord, y'all know that's chicken broth, not water. The juice, y'all know what I mean. So I just went ahead and opened another container of chicken broth and just dumped probably about another cup down in there. And then I was able, to kind of get the majority of my noodles down under there. Now look, at this point of the cooking, if you had it on high, you're good to go. If you had it on low, you're going to want to cut it up on high at this step, okay? Because we're going to get our noodles all pressed down in there, as good as you can. And then we're going to cook these on high for an hour, but we're going to check them after 30 minutes. So just pop your lid on them, set your timer for 30 minutes. And then when you come back, this is what it's going to look like. Look, I tried to catch the steam for y'all. So when we stir it up, you can see that some of the noodles there on top are still like real bright yellow, so they're not quite done. So I'm going to stir those around to where those noodles will be down under the juice, like down in the bottom of the juice. And then you're going to put the lid back on this again, and you're going to cook it for an additional 30 minutes. And that's it. Y'all don't cook it any longer than this hour, okay? Because if you do, your noodles are going to turn to mush. And I don't know that from personal experience, but I'm assuming that your noodles are going to turn to mush if you cook them too long. So this is after the second 30 minutes, and I did not catch the steam. I steamed y'all out on this one. I am so sorry. That's the second time I've done that to y'all. So anyway, look, I got y'all all cleaned up. So this is what it's like when it's ready. Now you see there's still a little bit of juice in there, but as you stir this around and it sits for just a minute, it's going to soak every bit of that juice right on back up. And that's it, honey. Pop this in a bowl. This stuff is so good. Now, I'm telling you, you've got to give this stuff a try. The flavor is phenomenal. And you don't have to make anything else. You make some vegetables on the side to go with it. But this is it. You don't put it over rice or nothing because there's noodles already in it. So if y'all enjoyed this video, I'm going to pop another one right up here on the screen. Go ahead and click on that one next, and I'll see y'all next time.